I'm about to lose my brain stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
Queen.
sense.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your
Ahmadiyah.
skin?
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Shakur show. Also, thanks to those of you tuned in on the Queen Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channels if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. If you're mad and don't enjoy the commentary, please don't complain, just leave, all right? Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, on Twitter at Dr. A Shakur, and on Twitter at DGoddess27, and on TikTok at Dr. A Shakur. So with that all being said, let's get ready to get black into it. Okay. Also, don't forget to double check and make sure you're still subscribed to the channels, because you all know people become mysteriously unsubscribed. Hey, Gail Jones, my fan page in the house, that Crazy Beach Aries, Jasmine, Belinda. All right, let's get into it. Terry Hidden, Capricornus, Claudette, Jag the Diva, Mr. Hotel is in the house, Stacy, Kathy B. All right. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Ian Knight is in the house. Queen Sam, Nessie X, Reggie. Okay, Pearly, I see you, beloved. Jay Parrish, Sean. All right. Exquisite. Okay. Cherokee Descendant Dale. All right. Khalid Rashid is in the house. Melanin 100. Jawara is here. Okay. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please hit the like button. Y'all know they have the Queen Shadow Band. Stop playing. So first things first. Now, a Fox News reporter, I just saw this story. Fox News reporter says that they're suing because of being set up, basically, in the Dominion case. So let's talk about it. They have a whole lawsuit. They say the issue could cut both ways for Fox, which argues that hosts who aired false claims of election fraud acted as pundits with the leeway to express opinions, but also seeks to protect their private communications with sources. So they say Sean Hannity does not consider himself a journalist. He says, I'm a member of the press. This is what he said on Fox News show last year. But I don't claim to be a journalist. Now, his boss, however, feels differently. Ultimately, they're journalists, he says. Now, Murdoch's comments, he says they report a strong opinion. Murdoch's comments, taken together with the sworn testimony of key Fox News lieutenants and host recently made public, painted a muddled picture of what exactly Fox's most popular hosts do. Are they pure pundits or opinionated journalists? In other words, are viewers expected to believe them? Now, that distinction could be a factor in the Dominion voting systems case, which they're being sued for $1.6 billion for defamation, okay, which is expected to go to trial in Delaware just next month. And it's an issue that could cut both ways for Fox. Fox argued that in a recent filing that commentators who aired the false claims that Dominion, in fact, rigged voting machines to help Joe Biden were not acting irresponsibly because they were presenting their own opinions on newsworthy allegations as opposing to reporting them. Say what? I want y'all to pay attention. And so listen, here's the thing. Here's the funny part. As much as Fox News lies and paints narrative and they put out fake news, come on now, all these media sources do it. All of the mainstream media at some point or another has told fake stories, has put out lies and all of that, and painted narratives and agenda. Now it's a problem because they're getting sued for $1.6 billion. Pay attention. Now they want to say, oh, that's not really the news. They were just giving their opinions. Well, they were giving those opinions as fact. So there's the problem. Pay attention. All right. And so anyway, they just don't want to shell out that cash if they lose. And so they go on to say, to the extent Dominion suggests that a reasonable viewer would expect only sober, factual reporting on all of Fox's news shows simply because Fox News is a news organization. Okay. Some legal scholars think that the network could prevail with a jury on this point, saying that recklessness for a journalist might be a different standard for them, a different standard than recklessness for a pundit. Now, yet Fox lawyers have also described its opinion host in language that evokes terminology typically used to defend journalists, saying that they covered the president's allegations about Dominion because the president's efforts to overturn the election results was newsworthy. And they have claimed that the hosts are entitled to the same rights as journalists to protect their confidential sources. Now, the reason that dozens of Dominion exhibits are currently peppered with redactions is due to this. Delaware Superior Court judge overseeing the case could decide as early as this week whether to lift many of these redactions. A Fox News spokesperson called the lawsuit another flagrant attack on the First Amendment, saying that Fox News will continue to fiercely protect the free press as a ruling in favor of Dominion would have grave consequences for journalism in this country. Well, here's the thing. You can give your opinion on things, but isn't there some disclaimer that you should probably give if you're on the news? For example, when I'm on here reporting, right, I often give my opinion on things, but I always state This is my opinion. Do I not? Or in my opinion, or I can't substantiate this. Okay, that's what you do, Fox News. Sit down somewhere. They didn't give any disclaimers. They just said what they said, and now they're being sued. And quite frankly, I don't care. I don't care because that's what they get. Okay. That is absolutely what they get. See, here's the thing. They have lied for years on people who look like me. That's what they've done. They have painted narratives and spewed agendas and all sorts of things. We all know what really goes on at Fox News, do we not? Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, right? Laura Ingraham, and all the likes of them. So, yeah, they're getting sued. Sit down somewhere. That's right. Tia said, or allegedly. Exactly. They could say allegedly. They didn't say any of that. They spoke their opinions as though they were fact. And for that, beloved ads on Fox News, you can get sued. It's called defamation, libel, and slander. Okay. That's why you shouldn't say things unless and only if you have receipts. So all I'm saying. Now they're going to have to pay the piper, honey. Pay attention. But anyway, let's talk about Trump. Because is Trump getting arrested today or not? What Trump's arrest claim says about his hold on politics and the 2024 election. When it comes to politics, it's former President Donald Trump's world. And we're all still just living in it. They always trying to go in on Trump. I find it hilarious. Now, with one all caps screed on his own low traffic social media platform, on his own low traffic social media platform on a Saturday, Trump was able to move the political world. This is also hilarious. They say he was able to move the political world, influence the media, cause law enforcement to scramble and show his continued hold on the Republican Party. Citing ambiguous illegal leaks, Trump claimed that he will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Oh, well, that's today because he said it last week, right? On Saturday, actually. He then called on his followers to protest, take back our nation. Isn't that what he said the day they went to the Capitol and acted a whole fool? Anyway, senior New York law enforcement officials huddled Sunday to plan for potential protest. They put up steel barricades outside of New York criminal court on Monday. Indications are that a grand jury in New York is very close to indicting Trump in a case related to a 7-year-old hush money payment to porn actress Stormy Daniels. Now, no reputable news outlet has been able to verify specifically that Trump would be arrested on Tuesday, despite Trump's unsupported claims of supposed leaks from the district attorney's office. But Trump's message had the desired effect, you see, because it triggered the GOP's inside and outside game and boxing in rival candidates and potential ones as well. They say don't expect public opinion to change very much, even if he is arrested. It hasn't moved much, if at all, in the wake of the myriad of other scandals Trump has been involved in. Well, here's the thing. They want to talk about scandals Trump's been involved in, and yes, he has. But what about Joe Biden? Hasn't Joe Biden and his nefarious crackhead son, Hunter Biden, both been involved in scandals? I'll say what now? Didn't Joe Biden sit up there on the stage and say that he got that prosecutor to drop those charges because he threatened that he wouldn't give him the money? Didn't they say that Joe Biden and his son Hunter were taking money, right, from Ukraine? Yeah, y'all remember that. I believe they say Hunter Biden allegedly was making $50,000 a month. Y'all remember that, right? No wonder Biden's sending all that money over there to Ukraine. Pay attention. Okay, and then let's not forget how we saw pictures and videos of Biden all up on people's children, putting his hands over their mouths, whispering in their ear, smelling their hair, doing all sorts of inappropriate things that quite frankly made me cringe. I'm just saying, let's talk about that. But anyway, I digress. This strategy isn't new for Trump, they say. So post something provocative, generate attention and headlines, use said headlines to raise money, pound the table, trigger liberals, send the right into a protective rage. Rinse and repeat. That's the recipe for disaster. Pay attention. Now, it's the kind of thing that he did previously as a candidate and as president whenever something bad was likely to happen. Be it the Access Hollywood tape or the Mueller investigation, 2 impeachments, the election that he lost January the 6th, or the search of his Florida home that turned up boxes of unreported classified documents. Now, in the 48 hours after the search, Trump's team raised more than $2 million. Since Saturday, there have been at least a dozen fundraising emails sent out in Trump's name about his impending arrest, plus about half a dozen more trying to shape a narrative. I find it interesting that these people are such hypocrites. They're mad at Trump for painting narratives when that's all they do. And in fact, that's one of the things they do best is paint narratives. Now the lamestream wants to try to go in on Trump. This all tells me one thing and one thing only, that Trump has got them shook. Okay, that's what it says. Specifically Biden and Kabami. Now, it certainly went according to plan over the last few days when the House GOP at a retreat in Orlando, Florida, they say, I didn't see the tweet. That's what the crowd went into the defense mode. They say House Speaker Kevin McCarthy did some similar verbal gymnastics. He first tweeted that the New York DA, Alvin Bragg, was displaying an outrageous abuse of power and said he was directing relevant committees to immediately investigate if federal funds are being used to subvert our democracy by interfering with elections with politically motivated prosecutions. Well, I do believe the Democrats are doing that. Just for the simple fact of how they swept Hunter Biden's nefarious laptop with the supposed inappropriate images and so much other, shall I say, allegedly lewd and lascivious things on there. Yeah. So anyway, there's that. Now later, as they asked reporters about Trump calling for protests, McCarthy replied, I don't think people should protest this. No. Then he contended, I think President Trump, if you talk to him, he doesn't believe that either. And said people can misinterpret what Trump says. As a reminder, here's what Trump actually said in his Saturday emphasis. So he said, the far and away leading Republican candidate and former president of the United States of America will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Protest, take our nation back. That's what Trump said as he spoke in third person. During his speech at the Ellipse on January the 6th, Trump said, you'll never take back our country with weakness. A fundraising email Monday afternoon called on his supporters to stand united and peacefully defending the movement. But you can see how some might think violence could be triggered and why even McCarthy and other Trump allies are trying to pump the brakes. Well, that's because they don't want another January the 6th. Okay, that's what they don't want, another riot. Flexing their newfound majority political muscles, a trio of House GOP committee chairmen are demanding documents, communications, and testimony related to Bragg's investigation of Trump, and they want him to testify before Congress. Not only have Republicans in Congress leapt to Trump's defense, even his former vice president, Mike Pence, defended him, saying it just feels like a politically charged prosecution here. Pence, whose life was threatened on January the 6th and has fallen out of favor with his former boss. He at least stood up for him. Well, let me tell y'all something. If they do arrest Trump, whether today or whatever day, you can best believe that his supporters are going to raise holy hell. And that's just what it is, okay? Queen should not protest for her boy Trump. Mooch, let me just get you on out of here. Goodbye. You're so stupid. First of all, Trump's not my boy, okay? I don't care for the Republicans or the Democrats. In fact, I don't vote for either of them. Pay attention, okay? Here's the thing with people like Mooch. I just want y'all to pay attention. You see these Biden sexuals, these stuck-on stupids who still continue to support the Democrats, who do nothing for us except pander when it's time for elections. I just want you to pay attention. You know, they do things like go and put on robes and dance and sing in the black folks church choirs. You know, they go and meet up with Al Sharpton for chicken. They walk into restaurants and order fish and pull out a hot sauce, dancing to Cardi B. This is what they do. They play saxophone and all of that, right? At the end of the day, foolish black folk who continue to support these demons who don't do anything for us, nor have they ever, nor will they ever. They getting mad because I'm saying the same thing about them that they say about Trump. That doesn't make me a Trump supporter, fool. That makes me somebody with common sense and critical thinking skills, you see. Don't get mad at me because I called them out on the same bullshit they called Trump out on, okay? It is what it is. You see, the Republicans and the Democrats are all the same snake, just with two heads. They're the same bird with different feathers, all right? Mooch, sit down somewhere with your stupid self, and your name is Smooch. I think that tells us all that we need to know. Pay attention. Okay, so anyway, honey, don't come for me. It's too early in the morning, and quite frankly, I'm on one today, if you hadn't noticed. Okay. Now let's talk about this LAUSD strike. Public schools officially closed Tuesday as 60,000 LA teachers and campus workers staged three-day walkouts. Now, this is the latest update on this. They say the superintendent, Alberto, hold on. What is going on? Okay, here we go. Computer trying to crash. Okay, so they say the superintendent, Alberto Carvalho, has just confirmed that all of the schools in the nation's second largest district will be closed, with no movement today in any negotiations with the union representing 30,000 service workers. Carvalho said that he said this on late afternoon at a news conference on Monday, that he had hoped on Monday to have a transparent, honest conversation that might result in an argument to staff off the planned three-day strike. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. He said we were never even in the same room or the same building. He stated that he's still holding out for hope that some talks can be overheard or can be held overnight or tomorrow, potentially reaching a deal that will prevent the work stoppage from continuing for the entire 3 days. You see, these teachers are upset because they feel they've been disrespected and they're not being treated fair. They say we should not be depriving our students of an opportunity to learn. This is what the superintendent said in a statement. He says, with hours to go, I continue to appeal to union leadership to return to negotiations. We can find a solution that dignifies our workforce and avoids an unnecessary shutdown of schools while protecting the long-term viability of the school system. But the union, however, continued to dig in on Monday, vowing to stick to its plans for a three-day walkout of roughly 30,000 service workers, including cafeteria workers, bus drivers, custodians, special education assistants, and others. The district's powerful teachers union, United Teachers Los Angeles, has vowed to honor the picket lines, adding another 30,000 employees to the work stoppage. So 60,000 people on strike. Well, you see, yes, it is sad that crazy beach areas. It absolutely is. But, this is why people should be homeschooling their kids. Okay, this whole public school system is corrupt as far as I'm concerned. All right, the teachers are disrespected. They don't get paid enough. Okay, they have poor funding for schools in disproportionately urban areas, as they love to call it. Impoverished areas, what they often say, and we already know they're talking about people who look like me when they say these things, but this is all by design. It's nothing but a school to prison pipeline, and these teachers, these Karens and Kens, they call children who look like me the N-word and all types of things. They let the police, on-campus police, resource officers, they let them brutalize these children who look like me, and nobody really cares, okay? And so you should be trying to homeschool your children if you can, and there's really not much of an excuse if your children are at the age that they can stay home by themselves, because they actually have plenty of online schools. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I digress. So I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this video. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share, because you may remember the dentist that I told you all about yesterday. This is an update to his nefarious tale.
Slowly poisoning his wife to death.
Police are calling it a heinous, complex, and calculated murder. 45-year-old Dr. James Craig was arrested yesterday on suspicion of first-degree murder. Investigators plan to file formal charges this week. Craig's wife, Angela, was declared brain dead and taken off life support 2 days ago. CBS Colorado's Rick Salinger has been digging through the documents in this case. And Rick, you also got reaction to all this from Craig's neighbors today.
Yes, Jim, the neighbors we spoke with described the Craigs as a very normal family with 6 kids. They would often be seen walking down the street holding hands, but now that image has changed.
I just keep praying for the kids. They're the ones who have lost both parents at the same time.
A mother dead, her husband under arrest. Karen and Michael Lucero had been friends with Angela and Jim Craig.
And I went around and made a card. I haven't given it to them yet because I just found out what really happened.
In court documents, police say Angela Craig went to the hospital on several occasions after taking a health drink made by her dentist husband. At one point, after becoming ill, Angela texted her husband, writing, "I feel drugged." He replied, "Just for the record, I didn't drug you." Karen Lucero says she recently ran into Jim Craig, who told her what he said happened.
He said she had a lot of pressure in her brain, and she blacked out on Monday, and we took her to the hospital. She's been in a coma ever since, and we're now taking her off life support tomorrow.
An internet search done on the dentist's computer revealed he searched how to kill with arsenic. There was also an invoice for purchase of the poison which Aurora police say was used to kill Angela Craig.
She would pretty much just give me anything. She would take off the shirt if she had to. That's the kind of person she is.
Investigators also turned up what they said was a letter that appeared to show the dentist Jim Craig had a mistress who may have been flown into town while his wife was dying. Live in Aurora, Rick Salinger, Covenant.
That's him and his wife that is now deceased thanks to him and his nefariousness. So let's get into it, because here's the thing. He had to be so stupid. Now, I would have expected someone with a college degree who's a whole dentist to be much more calculating than that. You mean to tell me that he searched the internet asking for poisonings and looking up arsenic and then purchased it online? How dumb is that? Does he not watch the ID channel? Honey, everybody that poisons somebody and gets caught, this is how they get caught. Pay attention. I mean, this is old news. Who is still doing this in this day and age? He didn't have enough sense and wherewithal to go to a public library and look it up on their computer, perhaps? With a fictitious library card, no less. Oh, so stupid. And then he had the nerve to purchase it online with his own debit card or credit card. Honey, police. I'm sorry. Say what now? See, this is why I love true crime shows, because they tell you all of what not to do. All you have to do is sit there, watch the show, see how whoever got caught, and know not to do that. If you commit the same crime, I'm just saying. Okay, Queen, we love you for being so eloquent. Your vernacular and tone is impeccable. You're so informative. Thank you. I love you, Queen. And I love you, right, Black Ray Williams. Thank you for your kind words, beloved. Oh, this is so world's dumbest criminal, says Chief Jonesy. Exactly. I mean, what was he thinking? I mean, that's pretty much the dumbest thing I've heard as of late. Really? You know, searching it on the internet. Like, you see, here's the thing. When the police have you as a suspect for murder, specifically red rum, yeah, they're going to always check your computer. Okay, they're just going to check your computer. That's the first thing they're going to do. If they think you've been involved with anything specifically like child porn, you know, deleting somebody or whatever, they're absolutely going to check your computer first, fool. So why, oh, why? And even if you delete the history, they can still dig it up. Okay, so why would you do it? This is all so crazy. Well, he's going down for the count. Sorry, bro, but your mistress is going to have to find her a new lover. What was he thinking? I absolutely cannot with the foolishness, but condolences to the loved ones of his wife, because clearly he had no love for her. That's all I'm saying. So in other news, this woman, 29 years old, went and signed up for school. First of all, my question is, if you've already completed high school, why would you want to go back in your 20s? And then now that she was busted and all that in court, she said that, she made a mistake. No, you didn't make a mistake. You see, a mistake is spilling ketchup on your shoe or your blouse. That's a mistake. You committed a whole crime, false identity, and all of that. Let's get into it.
Student in New Jersey appeared in court for the very first time today. Investigators say Haijong Shin attended classes for 4 days before she was caught. However, defense attorneys today portrayed her as a woman who was all alone in this country after she came here from South Korea as a teenager and was lonely. New Jersey reporter Tony Yates is live in New Brunswick with the latest from court. Tony.
Yeah, Liz, it was a very short court appearance this afternoon. Shin was arraigned. She and her attorney, of course, eventually hoping that these charges would be dropped. And as you said, him blaming her troubles on loneliness.
How does your client plead?
We asked to enter a plea of not guilty. My client has applied to the PTI program previously.
29-year-old Haijong Shin lasted just a week faking it as a new student at New Brunswick High School before the school district discovered her birth certificate was fake. Her attorney, Darren Gelber, says the Rutgers University graduate knows she made a mistake, that it was her longing for the kinds of friendships she had in high school that made her decide to do it. Gelber says Shin is a South Korean citizen who came to this country alone when she was 16 years old to attend a private boarding school, and that she missed that kind of atmosphere, seeking it again at New Brunswick High.
At no time was any member of the public or any student in danger, and this entire case is more about my client's desire to return to a place of safety and welcoming, and in an environment that she looks back on with fondness and nothing more.
But her ruse earned her a grand jury indictment, a third-degree offense for false documents and hindering her own prosecution. Her family sent their New York attorney to her court proceedings today. Shin and her attorney are hoping she will be accepted into the pretrial intervention program and serve no time. Her next court date is pending. It's not known yet whether or not she will be accepted into that program. He says that if she is accepted, she will complete everything that is necessary because her eventual plan is to go back to South Korea.
Mei Ling needs to sit down somewhere. Okay, now, really, I'm sure that we all know, those of us with common sense, that she wasn't in that school at the age of 29 because she was lonely. And then sitting up in court looking all forlorn. Please pay attention. This is what they do when they get busted. See, first of all, she was a whole plant, in my opinion. She was there to groom people's children for trafficking. That's what that was. Because she looks young. She doesn't look 29. She looks like she is a teenager, like 17, 18 or whatever. Talking about she came here all alone from Korea. Oh, so now we're supposed to fall for the side sob story. Girl, bye. She was in there. I believe that she was in there to traffic people. I believe that she was someone put in there since as a plant. They doctored her birth certificate and got her enrolled and wanted her to make friends with those children so she could get them into trafficking. That's what that all is, honey. Let's not forget how these spas that they own, the people who look like her, they own these spas and all that. And many of them have traffickers in there. Okay, I've reported on it numerous of times. So that's what that was all about, in my opinion, honey. I don't believe any of this talking about she's so lonely and wanted to make friends. First of all, what 29-year-old, almost 30, wants to make friends with high schoolers? Who wants to do that? If you need friends, honey, just get on social media. You'll find plenty. Some of them will be crazy, some not, but nevertheless, you'll have friends. Okay, that's what that was all, honey. She needs to sit down somewhere. And they're going too light on her as far as I'm concerned. Throw the book at her, talking about a PTI class. Honey, she doesn't need PTI. At the end of the day, that should only be reserved for people who commit traffic violations, not for whole thugs, because that's clearly what she is. She doesn't fool me with a little innocent look sitting there looking forlorn and sad and all that. Please, you're sad because you got caught. I guess her trafficking handlers are going to have to charge that one to the game. That's what that was all about, honey. Miss me with it, okay? Please. talking about she was lonely. Oh, you hear how they told the little sob story for her? She came from Korea all alone, and she missed her high school days of having friends and just wanted to have friends again. Girl, sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere, honey. Oh, so nefarious. Anyway, let me continue. So this sad story, so depressing. 5 children are now deceased because they were riding in the car with a 16-year-old who had no license, no permits. And the main thing is, why would any parent or adults, whoever was the guardian of these children, allow them to ride in a car with a 16-year-old? Okay, with a 16. When my sons were 16, they were not allowed to drive anyone in the car. Okay? When they got their licenses and all that, when they first got license, no, you're not allowed to drive anybody in the car because any distraction may make you nervous, or you may be just sitting there talking and not paying attention. So why don't they let these kids ride in the car with this 16-year-old? So sad.
A car crash in Westchester County this weekend. One boy, a 9-year-old, survived. Police confirmed the 16-year-old driver did not have a permit or a license.
Tonight, his father speaks exclusively with CBS 2's Lisa Rosner.
The driver, 16-year-old Malik Smith Jr., a Brooklyn high school student, is being remembered by family and friends as a great kid who loved basketball. We spoke to his father by phone.
Playing basketball, active athlete. He was a kid. Just want to play the game and just be outside. Good grades, everything.
This afternoon, the Westchester County executive said Smith was behind the wheel, driving his 5 cousins, ages 8 to 17, when he crashed on the Hutchinson River Parkway just north of the Mamaroneck Road exit. Police believe he either fell asleep or got distracted when he went straight instead of following a curve in the road.
The vehicle veered off the parkway, struck a boulder, and then struck a tree. The vehicle then caught fire.
Police say one boy, a 9-year-old Abraham Billups, was in the hatchback and escaped through the shattered rear window with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say Smith and 4 of the passengers died from blunt force trauma.
Anthony Billups Jr., a young boy, age 17. Zanaya Cross, a female, age 12. Shawnell Cross, a female, age 11. And Andrew Billups, a young boy, age 8.
Authorities say Smith did not have a driver's permit. His father said family had warned him not to drive.
I told him, his mother told him, his older brothers told him, stop driving without a license, without no permit. Anything can happen. You can get pulled over. You get in trouble for these things. Stop doing this.
Authorities believe Smith was driving his cousins from the mall or a party in New Jersey back to their home in Derby, Connecticut, outside New Haven. Police say the vehicle was rented by a relative, and it's under investigation how Smith had access to it.
It's devastating. You always think, you know, what could have avoided this?
Authorities are also waiting for the results of toxicology reports. Right now, they say the investigation is not criminal, but that could change. In Scarsdale, New York, Lisa Rosner, CBS 2 News.
We are told that a candlelight vigil and balloon release are planned tonight in Brooklyn for Smith. The school district there says that support is being provided to friends in their community.
Sorry, my screen recording was a bit off. Pay attention. But here's the children. So very, very sad. Absolutely heartbreaking. Condolences to the family. But they say they don't know how he got the car. Well, somebody knows something. And the father said that he and the mother and older brother told him to stop getting in the car and driving or whatever. Well, how about stop giving him the keys? How was he getting those keys? Like, this is all so crazy, honey. You don't just tell your children something, honey. You enforce it, okay? I'm just saying. Some adult in that family knew that he went to pick those kids up because they said that he was likely picking them up from a party. You know what I think happened? The relative who rented that car likely was supposed to go pick those kids up and probably told him to go do it because they didn't feel like it. That's what I think happened. It's just very sad. Luckily, the 9-year-old was able to get out of the hatchback and survived with non-life-threatening injuries. Also sad. So anyway, let's talk about this. Hold on. Here it is. China warns its nationals after killings in Central African Republic. Let's get into it. And so they say China's embassy in the Central African Republic has urged its citizens to avoid traveling outside the capital, Bangui, after 9 Chinese nationalists were deleted in an attack by militants at a gold mine outside the city. The embassy said in a statement on Sunday that there have been many vicious security incidents against workers of foreign mining enterprises in the area, and Chinese citizens should stay out. Chinese citizens still outside Bangui were requested to evacuate immediately. Well, looks like they better leave. Doesn't look like that's the place they want to be, is all I'm saying, honey. Obviously, those Africans over there are talking about y'all not taking this gold. Pay attention. Now, armed men deleted 9 Chinese nationals and wounded 2 more in an attack on a mine run by the Gold Coast Group. Okay, 15 miles from the town of Bambari. Its mayor gave this information to Reuters. They say it was yesterday morning around 5 a.m. That we heard weapons being fired. A little later, we learned it was the Chinese mining site that was attacked. This is what Abel Machapata said on Monday. He said the attackers were thought to be from the Coalition of Patriots for Change, known as the CPC, an alliance of rebel groups formed ahead of the 2020 presidential election to oppose President Faustin Archange Tawadera. They say the CPC, in a statement, denied responsibility and condemned the attack. A patchwork of armed groups controlled swaths of territory and regularly commit abuses against the civilian population in Central African Republic, a country that has rarely known stability since independence in 1960. Now, Chinese President Xi Jinping has called for severe punishment of the perpetrators in accordance to the law and said the safety of Chinese citizens must be ensured. The Chinese Foreign Ministry said this in a statement on Monday. Now, in view of the security risk, the Chinese embassy warned Chinese institutions and citizens not to travel outside of Bangui and, in case of emergency, to contact the embassy to seek consular protection. They say the security risk level in the Central African Republic, apart from the capital, was red, on very high alert. That's what the Chinese Foreign Ministry added. The ministry said it would work with governments and guide Chinese embassies and consulates to take further effective measures to fully safeguard Chinese citizens and enterprises in Africa. There have been several attacks on Chinese nationals abroad in recent months, prompting embassies to issue warnings and safety alerts and conduct evacuations. Well, you know, it is what it is. Because here's the thing. Xi Jinping wants swift punishments and all of that. Well, he didn't have that same energy when the Africans were over there in China back during the pandemic when it all first started, how they wouldn't allow them to stay in their homes, even though they paid the rent and all of that. They kicked them out onto the streets, how they wouldn't allow them to eat in their restaurants. Remember, I showed you the footage of them not allowing them to come in McDonald's to get food, and many of them sleeping on the streets. They wouldn't allow a pregnant African woman to come into the hospital. Y'all remember how they did them? Now, why wasn't Xi Jinping, right? Xi Jinping, why wasn't he so upset about that? Why wasn't he so upset about that? And here's the thing. So you think that the Africans are supposed to just let y'all come and infiltrate their country and take their gold and resources and all of that and be racist while you're doing it, building your own infrastructures and getting your own businesses opened and then telling them they can't come there and eat? Y'all remember how they wouldn't let them come in that restaurant, right? And then that grocery store that they own over there. Y'all remember that? So they're just supposed to sit there and take it, just lay down and bow down. See, that's what the thing is. They want folks to do this all the time, but it's not going to always happen the way you want. See, pay attention. But so anyway, it's all so nefarious. It is all so nefarious. Now, I'm about to roll out of here because the Queen has an appointment this morning. But before I go, I just thought I need to let y'all see something. Now, I almost forgot. So let me just send this to my email real quick so I can put this up on the screen, honey. This is all so nefarious. Okay, I just want y'all to pay attention. All right, now some of y'all are going to get mad when I show what I'm about to show. But guess what? I don't care. If you're mad, sad, butthurt, bent out of shape, bothered, bruised, ego, or any of that, just unsubscribe. Just unsubscribe post haste, because I'm about to show this receipt and some of y'all are not going to like it. And quite frankly, y'all already know the queen don't care. Pay attention. So let me show this. I think I'm going to make this into an overlay just so that it shows in full or whatever. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share, subscribe to the channels. If you have not done so, be sure to click that notification bell, click the word all, so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, double check to make sure that you're still subscribed because you already know how it goes down on ScrewTube. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok Dr.A_Shakur, and Twitter DGoddess27. Here we go. I'm almost done. People, hold on just a second. Chat amongst yourselves while I get this receipt. Some of y'all about to start crying and whining. I'm ready for it. Here we go. Now, I found this very interesting. That's why I'm going to show it. I found it all very interesting because this is the same thing I've been saying. This is the same thing I have been saying, and other people too. I'm almost done. Okay, here we go. Now I want y'all to pay attention to this one. Don't start crying and whining. I'm going to tell you right now, leave now if you're FBA, because you're not going to like it. If you're FBA, just go ahead and exit stage left, because this is going to make you mad. And y'all know I don't care. All right, here we go. All right. Now get a load of this. I thought this was very interesting. Someone sent this to me yesterday. Pay attention. Yeah, y'all see that? Y'all see that? Let me read it to y'all, okay? So a Caucasian man responded to @Tyreek Nasheed, aka Bussy Reek, and said to him, "It's giving club vibes, not an actual museum." And then he tagged him in it. Now, I agree. I already told y'all it was a whole club. I told you it'd be an art gallery at best. Now, I then told you also that it looks like a whole lounge. They had a bar and everything, serving liquor and all that, having meetups and all that. Remember, he said if you want to date, if you're single, y'all can meet up and all this and that. So now we're going to have speed dating there. But anyway, Bussy Reek responded back to the person and said, "Why is a suspected white supremacist concerned either way?" To which the suspected white supremacist, as he called the man, Leland, he said, "You know, FBA views are more aligned with white supremacist rights. Okay, you guys are anti-immigrant, call blacks from Caribbean and Africa tethers, a term made up by white supremacists against blacks. Now FBA blacks use it against other blacks. How ironic. FBA hashtag raccoons without the rack." That's what it said. Now, you know, it's really bad. I just want y'all to pay attention to FBA. Y'all look so stupid. Okay? I just want y'all to know. Y'all look so foolish because at the end of the day, even the white person done called y'all out and called y'all raccoons and said that y'all are using their ideology. I absolutely agree and concur with Leland. Okay? I absolutely agree and concur. All right. Claudette said this is ridiculous. Yes. RG Titan said FBA is xenophobic. Yes, they absolutely are. Natasha said bye Bussy Reek. Absolutely. Exit stage left Bussy Reek. Okay. So find it all very interesting. 6'3" Soldier said that's how whitey do. No, that's how Puerto Ricans do. They do the same thing as them. So what's the difference? My question. Okay. So that crazy bitch Eric said, I almost want a dap bread now. I do too, honey. I started to follow him on Twitter, honey, after all that, because he told nothing but the truth and facts. You gonna try to call him a suspected white supremacist, honey, but what are you spewing besides white supremacist rhetoric with your black self? Okay, you want to call him a white supremacist, suspected white supremacist, but what did you do? You said you put up the European flag in your bedroom and that you would F the shite out of Brooke Hogan. Isn't that what you said while you was over there in Brazil? You had a whole Becky in your hotel room butt naked. Sit down somewhere, Pussy Rick. I don't know how your foolish followers continue to follow you. They are all stupid, period. Okay? They're all fools as far as I'm concerned. I don't care if any of them's mad, honey. They can't come for the queen because I got all the jokes and roast. Okay, I'm the queen of roasting. So please come for me if you want to. All right. What you won't do is bring any receipts to debunk anything that's been said or spewed about Bootsy Reek, and neither will he because he has no receipts. All right. All y'all gonna do is spew insults and try to talk trash. Nobody cares about any of that. I know I don't. Pay attention. Okay, and let me just say this. Another thing that I found interesting, that his boy, Afro Elites, who is a devout Puerto Rican, he's clearly drank the whole pitcher of Kool-Aid. He posted a video that someone sent me, and he was talking about his trip to the Hidden History, the Hidden Griftery Museum. And so, you know, in this video, he talked about being at the airport, and he says that TSA confiscated his laptop and didn't put it back in his bag, and he had to go through hell and high water to get it back, and that they kept giving him the runaround. This is what he said. Now, I just want to know if Afro Elites didn't think it was a bit strange that TSA confiscated your laptop, because TSA, last I checked, they don't take people's laptops. They may tell you to take it out of your bag and then scan it, but he said they took his laptop out, kept it, and then gave him the runaround when he tried to get it back. He finally ended up getting it back days later after he had to go back to the airport for a second time after his trip. He didn't find that suspicious, because I find it suspicious. You sure Pussy Rick didn't tell them that you was going to be at that airport and they took your laptop so they can see what you had on there and then gave it back to you after they didn't find what they was looking for? I have questions. It all looks suspicious and sketchy to me. You don't think it's suspicious that Pussy Rick was friends with Nipsey Hussle, who got deleted? He was friends with Darren Seals, who got deleted. He was friends with Jamaican Rick, who got arrested. I'm just saying, why does everybody die and go to jail around this man? Somebody make it all make sense. For further receipts, please watch Moorish World TV, because we got receipts over here. Okay, we got receipts over here, unlike the Puerto Ricans, who all they have is foolish talking points, babble, as they call it, and just a whole bunch of insults that nobody cares about. Just pay attention. Anyway, with that all being said, my work is done. Okay, my work here is done. So with that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, and never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your life. Peace.
Hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. Real slick. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got